failure of any startup, I would call it as an investment that they need. How should we analyze if the company is worth taking risk or not?
While we boost startups, we got to understand the fact that conventional wisdom about investments says ask for EBIT PAT order book. That is typically operating profit, profit after tax,
Right.
and that which is net profit, and the order book. But that doesn't work with startups, because startups is all about projections and other things, other parameters that should be looked at. The intent of the protagonist, right? The urge to apply himself as per the intent. And the third one is basis for projections. Because if the basis for projections are fair to believe in, then it makes sense to call it as prospects. Along with that, what is supposed to happen while investing in startups specifically is, as an investor, you need to contribute in terms of your intellect as well. You may bring along certain inputs by assuming yourself into the customer's shoes or a supplier's shoes, or bringing in a specific expertise like IT. These days, HNIs, which is high net worth individuals, are looking at investing in startups, and also certain working professionals are open to finance certain small scale startups. One should always ensure that the business is starting up at a right scale. If you start too small, then your idea might get leaked, which incidentally was one of the contentions while we were planning for a food chain startup. We actually have a platform which not only incubates the business, but we actually handhold the business from idea to ribbon cut, then first 3 years till it stands and gives a payback, further to the 7th year till the investor recovers the return, and there we can say that it's no longer a startup. So we have that kind of a platform called Yojan. As a part of that, we are working with a food chain, and there is another personal care startup. The fourth aspect about this is whether your idea has that kind of a potential, and whether your applied energy as a protagonist is able to attract certain early day collaborators. That is a very important sign of that particular idea having a potential. So that is the fourth thing that the investors should actually look at.
How will you define entrepreneurship?
The question that hovers around my mind more than the hue and cry is, startup, fine, but go where? So we got to understand where this whole thought of entrepreneurship is coming from. I got an opportunity to write papers about entrepreneurship. Then I started working with the word entrepreneur, and I came up with a phonetic correlation between entrepreneur and antaprerana, the Sanskrit word. So the innate urge of taking up a responsibility on one's own and fulfilling it to the logical end of it is being an entrepreneur. So the simple definition of entrepreneurship is, entrepreneur is the one who follows one's own antaprerana. Now this antaprerana is usually supposed to be free from fear. The real question that the aspirant entrepreneurs should be asking themselves is whether their idea of starting up on their own is coming from fear or is coming from fun that they take in it. More than fun, in fact, it is quite often that they can't resist doing it. Do you think Sachin Tendulkar is an entrepreneur? Or A.R. Rahman is an entrepreneur? A 16-year-old boy says, "Nahi, mujhe cricket hi khelna hai," is a very significant thing. That is definitely not coming out of fear. It is about the innate urge, and that can come only from fun or the positive side of the emotion. So we should actually know where it is coming from, because if we don't know that, then we don't know whether after starting up it is really going to go somewhere and take the nation or the society somewhere.